Hey, Huckster here. I want to do kind of a response video to John, third proverb, modern deism. We did a video this, I think it was this morning, talking about Christians' heaven could become hell. Planted these yesterday. Italian tree tomatoes. They don't have the appearance of a tomato plant yet. They're supposed to get about 18 foot tall. Hope they do well. My grapes are finally, or this batch of grapes is finally blooming. They were really late this year. Of course, I moved this whole plant. Major move. But yeah, I think Christians and non-Christians' whole concept of the Bible, heaven and hell, it's in my opinion totally wrong. And I could be totally wrong, so this video is just my opinion. Remember that. John brings up a point about when these Christians are in heaven and seeing people they expect to be there, and then some they expect to be there that ain't there. Are they going to use some cucumbers? They're doing really well. Most of my, dummy me, here I am starting new seeds. This time of year, tomatoes, got some cucumbers there, trying to root some plant cuttings. Never have done it before. I'm just experimenting. These up here are all these are my Cherokee tomatoes. I've got about 30 planted. I've got these, I've given some away, and I've got some promised to some friends. I've got a bunch of mixed tomatoes here. And these are my Italian tree tomatoes. They don't have the appearance of a regular tomato plant. And these brandywines here don't either. I hope they do pretty good as they come along. These are some tomatoes I bought at the grocery store that I'm sure you've seen them, like tomatoes on the vine. These are either called Campari or Little Sweets. They don't get real big. They're smaller than a tennis ball, bigger than a golf ball. They're just the right size for me to make a sandwich. One tomato makes a sandwich, you have no leftovers. I've got a few beef steaks there. But, John talking about running across people in heaven that you expect to be there, but not finding some of the people you expect to be there, and how you could be there and have no feeling of loss for those people. Christopher Hale says, it'd be like you never knew them, like what you knew before you was born, or something similar to that's what he said. Here's my garden coming along. Got a row of sunflowers here. Getting about waist high. I got some Rutgers down there on the end, black creme. And I planted the Cherokee purple a little early. A little small. Cutworms got about a dozen of them, so I filled in the gaps with small ones in there you probably can't see. Got a row here left to make something. I'm thinking maybe those Italian tree tomatoes. I'm in the process of mulching. Big deal. Cucumbers. Got a little cucumbers going. My squash is looking pretty good. Had to replant my squash the first time I planted, they just never came up. Now I got, let's see, here's a new one coming up. Started to do pretty good on my squash. I think I counted 72 stalks of corn. That'll be plenty for me, and there's a few gaps in there. I'm going to put probably tomato seeds. I got some taller sunflowers down there. But I believe this going to heaven and not remembering people that ain't there is a bunch of bull. And you know, I even question what heaven is, and I know there is no hell. I can swear there's a heaven, and I can swear there is no hell. Hell is a concept that I think evil people believe in. And that's a harsh thing to say, especially when you're talking about people that, let's say they're Christians. And you know, I've even been told that if I don't believe in hell, that I'm not a Christian. I think that's just total foolishness. You know, he's going to worship a God that's going to go out of his way to create a place to torture people for eternity. You go right ahead and worship that God you believe in. This right here, black creme, I see them starting to put on a few blooms. The purple, and it's called black creme, but I'm sure it'll be dark purple. The darker the tomato is supposed to be higher in antioxidants, better, just outright better for you. Oh man, look at the bumblebee. Don't sting the old man on the leg. Here's the guy. Bumblebee. That's that old scarecrow, buddy. There's my brother-in-law down there. He took his tractor to get it fixed this morning. Looks like it's going for him. But I just believe that Christians and even non-Christians take a lot of things in this Bible, and you know, you got to realize this is a book from ancient people. Didn't have modern ways of describing their beliefs and different things. I believe people today take everything way too literally and can end up way off. I gotta cut this grass. Can end off way off the mark with what they believe, and end up, you know, we're supposed to worship God in spirit and truth. Some of these are Cherokee purple tomatoes, and then I have some I think these are cherry, like them little cherry tomatoes. And out here on the end I have some of those Italian tree tomatoes. Here, Tigger melons. I thought it was tiger melons, but it's Tigger melons. They're just really slow. Some of my blue glow globes. This would be a squash. Squash. And I got a cucumber here. But yeah, yeah, I think, there's all kinds of spirits in the world. People's beliefs can be spirits of, there's good spirits and there's bad spirits. You see that? Squirrels throwing these little walnuts at me. They do that when I come around here. They eat part of it. It's hard to believe they eat the green thing. But the squirrels will actually throw things out of the trees at you. They think they're smarties. Let me get my hands on them. The bulrush is coming along. Like the way it comes back every year. Got some things planted here that ain't really come up yet. There's my Dusty Miller Reds. Love those things. Come back every year. It's such a beautiful red color. You can see I'm fixing to get back into the parakeet business. Yeah, John. This heaven and hell business, I think, is taken way out of context. I hear my parakeets in there fussing at me for being out here, and they're stuck in there. But now, I believe it's foolish to believe in hell. And it's a great hope to believe in the spirit realm of heaven. Even if it's, there's so many different ways to view what the Bible says. I like viewing it in a way that calms me. It seems like it's the truth to me. Where people get the concept of hell was actually a destruction that was coming on the nation of Israel. And it pretty clearly says it through there. Jesus came only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel to save them from a fate worse than death. Total destruction. And it'd be hard to prove to me that they've ever came back from that destruction. A lot of people claim they're Jews, but if they were true believers in the one true God, it seems like by default they would have to believe in Jesus, and they don't. The nation over there today, they say, it's Bible prophecy, the nation of Israel, reformed in 1948. Anywhere in the Old Testament where Israel was knocked down, taken into captivity for long periods of time, they could only come back to the land through worshiping and obeying God, not through rebellion. So how can a group of people claim that they are God's chosen people while in rebellion to what the Christian Bible says about Jesus? Most Jews will tell you they would kill Jesus again. They don't believe in Jesus fulfilling the prophecy, and Christians today don't either. That's what gets me. They are looking for a future fulfillment. When all through the New Testament it talks of how the time was at hand for all things to be fulfilled, all things that were written to be fulfilled. The New Testament is not making a lot of new prophecies to be fulfilled sometime far off in the future from that date. You know, there's over 100 time statements in the New Testament that says the axe is at the root of the tree. Now is the time for judgment to begin at the house of the Lord. This is the final hour. The one that is coming will come in a very, very short while. Time is at hand. You know, you get to Revelation, I believe it's talking about the destruction that was coming on Israel for their rebellion against God. For Jesus in Matthew says that they had filled up their cup of sin. They had brought their sinfulness to such a state that they had to be destroyed. And, you know, at the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD, 1.3 million of those people were killed and thrown into the fires of Gehenna, just like Jesus warned them would happen. When John the Baptist is baptizing and the scribes and Pharisees come, who told you to flee the wrath about to come? But Christians want to take that and throw it way into the future, to our present day or beyond, and deny the work of Jesus. Deny saying that things were fulfilled. So in order to do that, they have to have a concept of a future place of torment, destruction, and they call it hell. You know, there's 3 or 4 different words in the Bible that get translated into the word hell. So which one is it? Is it the grave? Is it Gehenna? Hades or Sheol? You know, the Old Testament tells us in the grave you know nothing. Do what you got to do today, because in your death you know nothing. But Christians don't believe that. They believe in your death you're either in a place of bliss or you're in a place of pain. Literal pain, torture, torment. Trying this little experiment here. These were my brother-in-law gave me these bags. His daddy had them that were for planting strawberries. So I filled them up, planted cherry tomatoes in there. Got a little grapevine there that I made from a cutting 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just now this big. It takes a long time. But, you know, the way I see things in the Bible is usually totally different than the way 99% of Christians see it. I just can't follow the concept of their beliefs, and I'm sure they can't follow mine. So I'm glad to see you're, you know, talking about this stuff, John, even though we totally disagree. I love you as a man. I know you're a good man, and, you know, Christians will say, yeah, I don't mean nothing. Good don't mean nothing. Good means a lot. Love for one another means a lot. Anyway, I gotta get ready and go here to the back. I go here and there and to the bank and Walmart and get pick up some stuff. I'm out of here. Peace, love, justice, understanding, music, and friends.